Have you ever wondered how ancient philosophical principles could apply to your intimate relationships? Today, we're embarking on a journey to explore a fascinating concept, Stoic sexuality. It's an intriguing blend of ancient Stoic philosophy with a modern understanding of relationships and intimacy. Stoicism, a philosophy that hails from ancient Greece, is centered around the pursuit of virtue and wisdom. Stoics believed that our highest good lies in our mental and emotional resilience and our ability to maintain tranquility in the face of life's ups and downs. They held that our emotions, desires, and actions should be guided by reason and logic, rather than impulsivity or fleeting pleasure. So what does this have to do with sexuality? Well, when we talk about Stoic sexuality, we're talking about applying these principles of Stoicism to our intimate relationships. This involves approaching sexuality with reason, respect, and a deep understanding of our own desires and those of our partners. Now you might be wondering, why is this relevant today? In a world where people often struggle to navigate the complexities of sexual relationships, Stoic sexuality offers a fresh perspective. It encourages us to look beyond the surface of physical attraction and to consider the deeper aspects of intimacy, such as emotional connection, mutual respect, and authentic expression of our desires. In essence, Stoic sexuality is about understanding and embracing the role of reason and virtue in our intimate relationships. It's about engaging in sexual relationships that are not just physically satisfying, but also emotionally enriching and ethically grounded. As we delve deeper into this topic, let's remember that Stoicism encourages us to approach all aspects of life, including sexuality, with wisdom and virtue. It's a journey that requires open-mindedness, courage, and a willingness to explore new ways of thinking about sexuality and relationships. So, are you ready to take the first step? How can the principles of Stoicism be applied to relationships and sexuality? Good question. Let's explore this further. Stoicism, a philosophy founded in ancient Greece, promotes rationality and clear thinking. It encourages us to control what we can and accept what we cannot. This mindset, when applied to sexuality, can lead to more fulfilling and respectful relationships. At the heart of Stoicism is the concept of reason. Stoics believe that rational thought should guide our actions, not fleeting emotions or desires. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings, but rather understanding them and deciding how best to respond. In the context of sexuality, this could mean taking a step back to consider our actions, ensuring they align with our values and respect the autonomy of others. This brings us to the first principle, consent. Stoicism teaches us to respect the autonomy of others, and in a sexual context, this means unequivocal consent. It's about understanding and respecting the boundaries and comfort levels of our partners. Next, we have authenticity and vulnerability. Stoicism encourages us to be authentic, to be true to ourselves and to be vulnerable, to accept that we are not perfect. In relationships, this can mean opening up about our desires, fears, and insecurities, fostering a deeper connection with our partners. Finally, we have respect and empathy. Stoics understand that we are all humans with our own struggles and experiences. This understanding should extend to our intimate relationships. Respect for our partner's feelings, desires, and boundaries, and empathy for their experiences can lead to deeper connection and mutual fulfillment. When we apply Stoic philosophy to our intimate relationships, we foster a deeper understanding and respect for ourselves and our partners. It's not always easy, but by using reason and logic and embracing concepts like consent, authenticity, vulnerability, respect, and empathy, we can navigate the complexities of relationships and sexuality with grace and respect. Remember, Stoicism isn't about denying pleasure or emotions, but rather about understanding them and making rational decisions that respect ourselves and others. It's about finding balance and harmony in our relationships and ultimately in our lives. So, let's continue to explore this fascinating philosophy together. Does Stoic sexuality seem challenging to implement in today's world? In the fast-paced and ever-evolving landscape of modern society, it's understandable that Stoic principles, dating back to ancient Greece, may seem a tad difficult to apply, particularly in the realm of sexuality. Today, we are confronted with a myriad of sexual norms and expectations that are continuously changing and expanding. This fluidity, although liberating, can also create confusion and conflict. For instance, the societal push for open communication about sexual desires and needs can seem at odds with the Stoic principle of restraint and control over one's passions. Additionally, the increasing acceptance of diverse sexual identities and practices can challenge the Stoic emphasis on living in accordance with nature, traditionally interpreted as heterosexual relationships. However, it's important to remember that Stoicism is not about rigidly adhering to a set of rules, but rather about using reason and logic to guide our actions. When applied to sexuality, this means not suppressing or denying our sexual desires, but rather understanding and managing them in a manner that aligns with our personal values and respects the rights and dignity of others. Moreover, the Stoic principle of empathy can be a powerful tool in navigating the complexities of modern sexual relationships. By practicing empathy, we can better understand and respect the diverse sexual identities and practices that exist in our society. This not only fosters tolerance and acceptance, but also promotes healthier and more fulfilling sexual relationships. In the realm of consent, the Stoic focus on clear, rational communication can be invaluable. It encourages us to openly discuss our boundaries, desires, and expectations, reducing the risk of misunderstandings and potential harm. Although challenges exist, the principles of Stoic sexuality provide a roadmap to navigate the complexities of modern relationships. By embracing Stoic sexuality, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of our own sexual desires, build stronger and more respectful relationships, and navigate the evolving landscape of modern sexuality with confidence and integrity. How can we incorporate Stoic principles into our sexual relationships? To apply Stoicism to our intimate relationships, we must first understand that it's not about suppressing emotions, but about managing them. It's about recognizing that we have control over our interpretations and reactions, even in the most intimate moments. The first tip is to practice open communication. This means discussing desires, boundaries, and expectations with your partner. Stoicism teaches us to be clear and direct in our communication, to avoid misunderstandings and ensure mutual understanding. Next, we must cultivate understanding. This involves recognizing and respecting our partner's experiences and perspectives. Even when disagreements occur, a Stoic approach encourages us to understand and empathize, rather than react impulsively. Thirdly, mutual respect is paramount. Respect in a Stoic sense is about recognizing the value and autonomy of our partner. It's about treating them with the dignity they deserve and honoring their boundaries and needs. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness. Being present in the moment, focusing on the here and now, can enhance intimacy and connection. Stoicism encourages us to be mindful, to appreciate the present moment without being consumed by past regrets or future anxieties. Lastly, it's important to be adaptable. Stoicism teaches us to accept what we cannot change and to focus our efforts on what we can control. In relationships, this means being willing to adapt, to compromise, and to change our behaviors when necessary. Remember, Stoic sexuality isn't about adopting a rigid set of rules. It's about applying these principles in a way that enhances your relationship, promotes mutual understanding, and fosters deeper intimacy. It's about choosing to respond to situations with reason, understanding, and respect, rather than reacting impulsively. And while these tips may seem straightforward, applying them consistently can be challenging. It takes practice, patience, and a willingness to make mistakes and learn from them. Stoic sexuality is more than a philosophy. It's a way of life that requires practice and understanding. So let's embrace this journey together with open hearts and open minds. So, what are the key takeaways from our discourse on Stoic sexuality? In our discussion, we've explored the concept of Stoic sexuality and its importance in understanding and embracing our relationships. Stoicism, a philosophy rooted in logic and reason, extends its principles to the realm of sexuality, advocating for consent, communication, authenticity, vulnerability, respect, and empathy. We've also delved into the challenges of applying Stoic sexuality in today's world. The distractions of modern life, societal pressures, and misconceptions can make it difficult to apply these principles consistently. However, it's important to remember that Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. We've shared practical tips and strategies for incorporating Stoic principles into your sexual relationships. These include fostering open communication, being authentic and vulnerable with your partner, and treating them with respect and empathy. Stoic sexuality isn't about rigid rules, but about principles that guide us to deeper, more meaningful connections. Now, we're at the end of our journey today, but remember, the journey of understanding and embracing Stoic sexuality is a continuous one. It requires patience, practice, and a commitment to personal growth. As you navigate your relationships, we encourage you to keep these principles in mind and see how they can transform your connections. And as we conclude, we'd like to invite you to join the conversation. Share your thoughts, experiences, and insights. How have you applied Stoic principles in your relationships? What challenges have you faced? Your shared experiences can inspire and guide others on their journey. So let's keep the conversation going. Like this video if you found it informative and engaging. Comment your thoughts and experiences. Share it with those who you think could benefit from understanding Stoic sexuality. Embrace Stoic sexuality, cultivate deeper relationships, and remember, the journey to understanding is a continuous one. Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video.